all that's promoted is sick care. And I know this video is not going to be advertiser friendly, but hey everyone, it's Victoria with Nutrition by Victoria, and welcome to another video. So today's video topic, I thought I'd discuss something a little differently, but you may have probably caught on to it because what I talk about nutritionally is controversial and it's never within the mainstream world. And when I got into nutrition originally, it was to heal myself and to just make myself feel better. I was in the depths of an eating disorder because I was conditioned through mainstream information that I needed to calorie restrict and undereat to look hot, look thin, try to aspire to have that Victoria's Secret model look. That was all, what I was seeking out, but what I was ultimately programmed with as well. So I want to talk a little bit about this mainstream programming and what you need to do in order to uncover the truth about things. So I definitely consider myself a truth seeker. I just have always had this natural bent towards figuring out what is the reality of the situation. And unfortunately, because especially nowadays, but it was the norm when I was trying to uncover the truths as well, is you really have to know how to look for information. And that on your path to truth seeking, and I know many of you can relate because I've talked about this with you, that there are many others who are talking about things that are completely opposite of what I'm discussing. For instance, I promote a high carb, low fat, plant-based vegan diet that includes refined sugar, it includes white rice, it includes white potatoes, and is very low in fat. And there's other high carb vegans out there that preach something similar but different. And then on the complete opposite side of the spectrum, you have the keto diet, you have the carnivore diet. Now this diet, I posted this on my Instagram feed today, that this is honestly what I believe to be the animal agricultural industry's last ditch effort to sell their products, because the plant-based movement is trending and nobody wants to eat meat anymore. You're starting to see way more options in fast food restaurants, like Burger King has their Impossible Burger. Subway Canada just launched the Beyond Meatball for their meatball sub in all Subway stores across Canada. And the plant-based movement is trending. Big Dairy has been bailed out by the government on numerous occasions because nobody wants to drink milk anymore. Everybody wants a plant-based option. And why is that? Because eating plant-based is healthier. You have these mega corporations that are paying organizations, I'll just put it that way, money in order to protect and mass market their products. These companies, they're all tied together, ones that are making the rules. So big agro, big animal agro, and big pharma are like this. They love each other because they're both profiting from the mass marketing of people eating animal products who then get sick and then need to be on pharmaceuticals for the rest of their lives. Now, when people get sick from eating animal products, it doesn't happen, you don't get a heart attack right away. You don't develop diabetes overnight. These are diseases that take a long time to develop and you can live with for a really long time before it ultimately interferes with the major functioning of your organism. So that's kind of where I'm going with this video. It's just really disturbing as a parent, as a consumer, as once I was a child, that we are really conditioned from a young age to gravitate towards certain ways of life, certain ways of eating. And thank goodness that I'm raising children in the 21st century in 2020, and veganism is now, it's trending. Plant-based is trending. You're seeing plant-based products everywhere. My older daughter goes to preschool and they have a cooking class, and I really appreciate all that every week her teacher communicates with me what they'll be making, and I can bring in the vegan substitutes, and that it is really, you know, it's not shunned. It's accepted to be vegan now. Anyways, for more information to see kind of like at the level of, you know, corruption things are currently, which I'm just discovering to even more extent where things are, just how bad it's gonna get before it gets worse. I mean, right now Disney is trying to buy land in the Bahamas in order to build a huge cruise ship port, and it's threatening the wildlife, it's threatening the community that's there, it's threatening just nature's, you know, preservation, because they're gonna come in and people are gonna be wearing their sunscreens and drinking alcohol and eating animal products and polluting the pristine waters that are there. If you want more information about this, you can follow Robert F. Kennedy Jr. on Instagram and on Facebook. And Pam Popper, I was just listening to a talk by her today, and she was discussing how the pharmaceutical companies, the drug companies, are not having to pay fees or anything in order to get their products on the market. They can actually bypass the Federal Drug Administration standards to get their products out on the market. So what is, you know, nothing is safe now, and it's really scary, you know, this world we're in. And so I think the only thing that we can do to keep ourselves safe is to just educate ourselves and live a minimalistic lifestyle, and, you know, try not to consume if we can avoid it. Buy organic, support organic farmers, opt for natural ways of living. And, you know, when you're carved up, I feel like you can see all of what's going on to a much like wider extent because you're turned on to it all. And but it is easy to get kind of trapped, because you will get labeled like as a flat earther because you think this way. And I think that that's the other thing, is it's easy to lump people like vegans into that, you know, flat earther subgroup of just conspiracy theorists, because there's so much misinformation out there, and there's so much information that isn't being like put together. Yeah, so I wish the healthcare system in particular would just start, you know, coercing, at least in the nutritional department. That is definitely my specialty. And stop, you know, going to one doctor and they recommend the keto diet, even though it causes major health, long-term health problems. And I wish more doctors would follow along the terms of PCRM, the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, in terms of the nutrition guidelines that they give people, because let's be honest, most doctors don't even get nutrition education in school. My sister is in a general surgery residency, and she told me she didn't get any nutrition in school, or if she did, it was very little. I have another friend who is a doctor. She said the same thing. But these people are allowed to give nutrition advice, and then nutritionists have to have their own private practice. They're in their own money to start a business because it's not covered under health insurance. So I wonder about that. It's like preventative healthcare is not promoted. All that's promoted is sick care. And I know this video is not going to be advertiser friendly, but that's okay. I just wanted to kind of share my thoughts on this subject, and you know, the craziness that's out there, and to just really encourage you to do your due diligence, read food labels, read medication labels, read inserts, read, and figure things out for yourself. Ask questions. Ask your doctor questions. Ask your pediatrician questions. Ask your family members questions. Ask anybody who, is within any of these industrial systems that are kind of ruling the world. Ask them questions. There's a trainer at my gym that he follows the keto diet. I know this because I've overheard. I'll sit on my bike for like an hour and a half while I'm there, and I just kind of overhear people talking. And this guy who used to, I think, be a real big junk food eater, went on the keto diet, lost weight. Now I see him drinking those energy drinks all the time. Well, he tells his Asian client that carbs are bad for you. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, what chance do people have when that's being recommended? But then my vegan friend told me today that one of the other trainers is going plant-based. So it's just crazy that like there isn't some kind of like dietary standard, and especially, and I think that the more people understood about human metabolism and human physiology, even though, they're making the recommendations and they're supposed to know this information, like about carbohydrates. Everyone's like demonizing sugar, but when you go into the hospital and and you're dehydrated or you need some kind of medical care, you get hooked up to a dextrose drip, a refined corn sugar drip. That's what dextrose is. And that's because the healthcare system is being responsible with your health and giving your body what it needs to function efficiently. So all cells in the human body run on sugar, whether that's refined sugar, whether that's fruit sugar, whether that's starch that's being turned into sugar, it's all sugar. So people who are writing off refined sugar, which I see so much in the plant-based YouTube world, oh, I'm going to be eating dates, but I'm going to tell you refined sugar is bad for you. Like, come on, what do you think a date contains? It's all sugar. Oh man, the idiocracy. And I think that's what it should be called, is idiocracy. Anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up before it gets too long. Sorry for rambling. Let me know if you can relate to any of this. Leave a comment below. Join my coaching group so we can all hang out together. I can help you out. You can get help from the group members. It's a beautiful little private group that we have going on there. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.